Okay, so I'm writing the output connection in parallel with the start logic.
Sir,
So, yeah,
presentation.
either A start switch or B start switch is press. Okay, we need to run the motor. Why? It is also mentioned to seal the logic of start. So for that, the concept is, the idea is, the key concept is uh, the output address we need to connect in parallel with the logic we want to seal. See, actually we want to seal the start logic, A or B. So we are writing Y as additional connection in parallel with start button. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, immediately after that, the third logic is mentioned as stop button. If suppose press, we need to stop the motor. Okay, stop buttons we have considered as S1 as S2 button. So we need to write S1 and S2 in series, but this should be used as normally close contact. Okay, if any of these two button press, we need to unseal the output. Why? This is a simple problem we have already seen. Okay. Now, the reason why this problem is given once more in the realization of digital logic with the help of both digital circuit and ladder diagram is आ रहा बाबा बच्चा आ रहा 1 मिनट ठहर जाओ सुने okay because we want to realize with the help of digital circuit, that's why this problem is given. So that this equation I am writing, this equation can be written as A or B or Y itself and S1 bar dot S2 bar, that we can realize like this. That's it. There is nothing more. Okay. Hope it is clear to everybody. Can I proceed to next problem?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let us see next problem. Last problem under this case. Statement 2, logic realization. Suppose we have a fan. Okay, fan. Fan is nothing but motor only. We have a fan and we need to perform the following thing in order to run this fan. We need to run this fan only. Run if the following condition met. Conditions are like this. First condition, I1 is off. Second condition, I2 is straightforward. Things are given over here. I2 is on, or I3 is on, or I2 and I3 are on. This or this or this. Second condition. I5 and I6 are both on. Then next, one or more of input, one or more of input, these inputs, I7, I8 or I9 is on. These are the condition given. So how can we write logic expression for this? Suppose fan is represented with letter D. D. How can we write the equation? D. Can one of you help me for this? Just start speaking with the help of I1 bar, because I1 is off mentioned. So I can write I1 bar. Then
Next, I2 plus I3
I2
plus I3.
or I3 or or please continue.
Sir, I2 I3 I2 dot I3.
I2 dot I3, because I2 and I3 is mentioned. Then
Next,
next
I5 dot I6.
I5 dot I6. Then next
Three है, one or more. Y7 or with I8 or with or I9.
I7 or I7 or I8 or
I9.
I9. I think you can do rest of the work if you have equation, right? Can you do that?
Yes, sir, we'll try.
I think everybody can do that. It's very easy. With nothing. See, in first level, we need to have this logic. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 logic. All 4 need to be connected with AND gate. So that's all about this realization or logic conversion. So one more exercise is given. Suppose ladder diagram is given. Can we do conversion to circuit diagram? And vice versa. In examination, these two things may also come. One ladder diagram is given. That given is ladder. Asked to make digital circuit. कर सकते हैं आप लोग? Can you do this thing? This is second thing. I think you can do this thing. There will be no problem. I think, will that be okay for you?
Yes, sir.
And the third thing is gate diagram is given. And asked to make ladder diagram. I think this also we can do, because in earlier case we have seen conversion from state diagram into ladder diagram and circuit diagram. So in second case, what happened is ladder diagram is given and asked to make digital circuit. Very easily we can do. In third case, gate diagram is given and asked to make ladder diagram. So this is about first part of unit 2. ठीक है, एक प्रॉब्लम करवाता हूँ आप लोगों से, आप लोग खुद करना इसको, then we will get to know that आप लोग कर सकते हैं. Okay, दोनों का एक प्रॉब्लम करवा देता हूँ. Let us try one problem. Everybody try this problem. Take out a pen, take out a notebook. Everybody try this problem. I'm giving a ladder diagram, make circuit diagram. And in this case, I'm giving circuit diagram. You try to make the ladder diagram. This is given, and you make this. Take 5 minutes to complete this exercise. The meaning of this bubble is inversion. That is nothing but the output is L or M bar or N. And the meaning of this inversion is this or this. Both are getting inverted. Please check your answers. Is your answer like this?
Yes, same.
Check this thing. If your answer is like this, let us see this problem. This is okay, straightforward, but this one, you see, what I'm doing over here is we need to perform logical inversion of the output of this circuit. They can be many different ways, but in laddered logic, laddered realization, logic inversion is quite simple. So what I'm doing over here is I'm realizing up to here uh, 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 OR logic, and the output of OR is simply inverting in second rung along with this AND connection. Okay, so this logic one is actually inverted, na? And here up to here, what I'm doing is, you see this thing, L or M bar or N. So these two are also OR. So Q or R. Up to this thing, it is finished. This part is not considered. So this part, what I'm doing is, I'm calling this realization to be equal to logic. So we want to make logic inversion, meaning bubble is available over here. This bubble is actually doing, if suppose realization up to here is logic, this is doing inversion, logic 1 bar. So I'm writing normally closed type of contact which make logic inversion. मान लो ये A है तो ये बन जाएगा A bar. मान लो ये logic 1 है, this big will become logic 1 bar, right? So logic 1 bar and R is making S. Hope it is clear to everybody. Any doubt?
No, sir, no doubt.
Hope it, okay, that's all from first part of Unit 2. Now I'm quickly moving to second part of Unit 2. Are you ready for that?
Yes, sir.
So I sincerely request you to please buy the book and start doing preparation. This is second part of Unit 2. This is long answer question expected. Okay. In this second part of Unit 2, what we will do is we will see how to prepare large ladder diagram. So this will be a possible one long answer question. 9 steps needed for large process diagram preparation. Right? Either question may come like this. With the help of an example, explain the procedure to perform or to make large ladder diagram construction. Or the question may come like this. Explain the 9 steps needed for large process diagram preparation. This is first thing. Second thing is sequence listing. We will see that thing also a little later. Okay. After this thing, the second thing we will do as we see registers of PLC, general registers of PLC. Then third thing we will do as see timers of PLC, and for this counters of PLC. This is looking to be lengthy unit, very useful. Okay. So next class, what we will do is we'll try to cover the registers of PLC, timers and counters of PLC. Okay. In today's class, we will try to finish off these 9 steps needed for large process diagram preparation. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Okay, this is just an introduction. Planning without action is waste of time. Action without planning creates chaos. This section outlines some of the planning needed to create good, workable, safe PLC program without chaos. One should omit this chapter if he is interested in becoming a developer or a modifier or a tester or of PLC application. If you don't want to become designer, then you can skip this thing, right? As we need to cover this course as a student, that's why we cannot skip this thing. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Before going further, I would like to mention a few more information about the ladder logic and sequence listing. That is, in actual practice, there are two types of ladder diagram. Okay, one more thing. Let us recall our ideas of making or moving to PLC. PLC is actually used in industry so as to realize control logic. Agree? Yes, no. Yes, no.
Yes.
Yeah. But PLC can also be used for two purposes. One is to realize logic for control and also realize logic for power control. This is process control and this is power control. अब ये power control क्या चीज है? Power control is nothing but feeding power to the process unit. It's called as power control. Suppose one phase has gone off, we need to switch to phase number 2, or we need to switch to phase number 3. If suppose we want to actually run the motor in one direction by giving one supply, suppose we want to reverse the connection of power to run the motor in reverse direction. So that type of ladder diagram is called as power ladder diagram. Power ladder diagram is actually hardware circuit usually. Remember this thing. And control ladder diagram is usually software that is written in the form of PLC program. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us see this 9 steps ladder diagram construction. Okay, first step is when we are doing or making the sketch of large process diagram, always keep in mind that first thing we need to do is define the process. Is it clear?
No, sir.
Okay, define the process. Example. Take an example to make this thing clear. Let us suppose that we want to make the automation operation of painting. Okay, consider this application. So in that case, what exactly we want to do is, suppose we want to paint a work piece. Okay, that work piece need to be placed at some place. Then after that, there is a need to press the start button. Okay, there are actually two start button. One is placed at right side, another is at left side. Okay, this is workplace. After that, we have kept a switch over here. Switch. This workplace is placed over here. This switch get the input signal. Then we have placed in some hydraulic process over here, which move this workpiece up and take to the place where we can do the painting operation. There is another switch present over here, which sends the reaching of this workplace at the place where we can apply the painting, the shielding, at, okay, this is actually the area at which we can do the painting operation. This is switch 1, this is switch 2. The moment it reached this particular thing, switch 2 will tell us that it reached the place at which painting can apply. Then in order to start this painting operation, let us suppose that we have a pneumatic compressor with the help of which we can give connection to apply pressure paint on this workpiece. For some amount of time, this operation we want to continue. After that, what we want to do is we want to let it to get cool. Then after that, we want to bring this workpiece back to this particular place. After that, this can be taken off. The entire thing is called as what? What is this story all about?
Defining the process.
Yes. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Process definition means what is clear to everybody. I want more voices.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then
sir.
second thing is after writing text definition of process, we need to make a sketch of the process. We need to make a sketch of the process. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Whatever the story I
Yes,
was
sir.
telling is the definition of process, and this diagram is nothing but sketch of the process. This is the second step. So after that, after making the sketch of this process, we need to write a sequence steps. First do this thing, then do this thing, then do this thing, then do this thing. All listing we need to write. Right? This is nothing but algorithm, something like creating a written step sequence. This is nothing but algorithm. Is it clear to everybody? Please acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
I want more voices.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 3 steps are clear among these 9 steps. Now let us start seeing the 4th step. Okay. अब इधर देखिए आप, if it is doing by human is having sensors, human is having actuators. So no need to worry about the remaining steps if this operation is getting done by a human. But we want to get this operation done with the help of a machine. Then in that case, we need to add eyes to the machine. What are the eyes to the machine? Any idea? Eyes of the machine. Sense of the machine.
Light.
अरे यार देखो क्या अंडरलाइन किया मैं.
Sensors.
Sensors.
Yes. Yes. See here. What are the things we need to do? A few brief things. Just see this thing. जैसे समझ जाओ. I want to place this workplace at this right place. Can we do this thing without having our eyes? Just imagine this. Is it possible?
No, sir, not at all.
Not at all.
No, sir.
No. Exactly in similar way, if suppose we want to think of getting some automation work done without having sensors into this thing, then it is just same as that of a man doing some work without having senses and without having a major sensor like our eyes and the other remaining senses. So how important your engineering is, just imagine this thing. A world without sensor is like olden days world. Okay, so that's why be good in your engineering. You will find your place best among all the available engineering stuffs, right? So what we need to do as next step is to add the sensors as per the sketch. Okay, this actually we need to do addition of sensor on the sketch to carry out control sequencing operation. अब कितने सेंसर से आइडेंटिफाई कर लीजिए आप. Sensing to place this workpiece, sensing to sense the reaching of this workpiece at the site where we want to apply the paint operation. Start sensor, stop sensor, and there are a few more sensors that we will see a little later. Is it clear to everybody? Is step number 4?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
अब
sir.
इधर देखिए आप. Usually what happen is when we want to get some work done with the help of machine, then we need to take more care to avoid any possible damage to the environment and to the infrastructure and to the human lives. So for that, safety things we need to consider in our mind. One of the safety consideration is add a manual control. Add a manual control. What do you mean by this? If suppose we observe that something is going out of control, then we need to have some access to a manual control which either stops the entire process or run the process as per the manual requirement. Is it clear? Yes, no? इधर देखिए बाबा, कोई रोबोट अच्छा काम नहीं कर रहा है तो हम क्या करते हैं भाई? We will provide a parallel control that can be done with the help of manual control. जैसे समझो छोटा बच्चा कुछ काम कर रहा है, अच्छा कर रहा है भाई, is doing good work. Suppose he is delivering some delicate exercise, he is trying to execute some delicate or sophisticated exercise, and he is going little wrong. तो बड़ा आदमी क्या करता? Immediately take that process into his hand and start doing controlling. So वैसा ही suppose machine is not functioning properly, immediately operator take the control into his hand. Taking control into the hand of operator is called as manual control. समझ में आई बात? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
That
Yes, sir.
is also needed. That provision is also needed. समझ जाओ, ऐसा समझ जाओ. System is like your small brother or small child. Or manual control is nothing but the skilled operator or the parent or the elder brother or elder sister, whatever. उन्हें क्या कर रहा है? Observing that how it is getting delivered with the help of his younger brother or his child or his under supervised labor, okay, whatever, so on and so forth. If suppose he observed that, the supervisor observed that, the parent observed that, the younger brother or the labor is not delivering the work properly, then he will take the control into his hand, and that is called as manual control. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
चलो 5 खत्म हो गए. 9 में से 5 गए तो कितने होते भाई? How many left?
4.
4.
4 left. ठीक है, 4 और देखना है. Okay. Already in step number 4 we have seen the safety measure, one of the safety measure. But apart from that, more care is given to the safety of operating personnel. Considering the safety of operating personnel. Okay, that in detail I will show you while showing or explaining the application process given in the textbook. Okay, ये एक बात हो गई. Then next, point number 7 is nothing but, apart from all, there is a need to add a master stop switches which shut down all the process running at back. Is it clear? मान लो फायर आ गया, मान लो स्मोक डिटेक्ट हो गया, तो क्या करेंगे आप? What we will do? Shall we continue the process?
No, sir, no.
Then this type of option should be available. Master stop. क्या बोलेंगे इसको? This is called as master stop. There is a need to have a master stop switch which should stop all the ongoing process. Okay. Then after completing the 7 different steps, we need to write the ladder logic. We need to write the ladder logic. यहाँ तक हो गया, एक काम हो गया. 8 steps are actually required in order to write the large process diagram. But still, one step is added, and its name is what if. The process sequence may go astray. Consider the what if where the process sequence may go astray. इसका मतलब क्या है मालूम है? अब बैठ के सोचना, ऐसा हुआ तो क्या, ऐसा हुआ तो क्या, ऐसा हुआ तो क्या. Start thinking all the extremes of the input. समझ में आ रही बात? जैसे बैठ के आदमी सोचता है, देखो, अरे मेरी जॉब गई तो कैसा, अरे मैं बुढ़ा हो गया तो कैसा, हाँ अरे मैं बीमार हो गया तो कैसा, हाँ अरे मेरे पैसे खत्म हो गए तो कैसा. That is called as thinking all extremes. Okay. Similarly, here also we need to think for all extreme and accordingly add any possible solution if that thing occurs. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that I will stop right now because other teacher is waiting. We'll continue the remaining thing in next class. Okay.